1,500 megawatts of power could have been generated and transmitted on the national grid.
Every generation company, without one single exception, has increased at least by twice the amount of power being generated since they took over. We have NIPP power plants that are completed, which cannot come up. As government is working to take the gas to them, there are people blowing up these things. So, but it's a phase in this country's life, and it will go over it with a lot of pain and determination.
The Chairman Senate Committee on Power, Senator Philip Aduda, and other members described the situation as unacceptable, saying a solution must be found in view of the importance of power to the socio-economic development of the country.
We should begin to engage community leaders in the various communities where these pipelines pass through, so that we can continue to have safe, reliable power.
We can't continue that way. We have to take firm decisions. And these decisions have been taken in the interest of Nigeria.
The meeting continues on Tuesday next week. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Looking at politics now, according social responsibilities to engaging the youths meaningfully at different levels of governance will reduce their involvement in social vices. The national youth leader of the All Progressives Congress, Ibrahim Dasuki Jallo, stated this during the inauguration of the APC National Youth Committee. Correspondent Ismail Musa was at the APC event.
The youth leader inspired the younger generation of Nigeria to shun thuggery and embrace productive ventures to effectively contribute their quota in nation building. While inaugurating the APC National Youth Committee with 13 members, the national youth leader said the committee is aimed at ensuring adequate participation of youths in the affairs of the party and governance at all levels.
To be a nation builder, we must continually strive to evolve better and more inclusive nation in which every youth is a proud and committed stakeholder.
The APC National Youth Committee, with Sabundi Season as chairman, has members drawn from the 6 geopolitical zones. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And the People's Democratic Party PDP Post-Election Review Committee says there won't be sacred cows in publishing the results of its findings. The secretary of the committee, Senator Walid Jibril, while briefing journalists at the PDP headquarters, Abuja, said the committee has commenced its works and will eventually come out with the remote and immediate causes of the party's failure at the last presidential election.
We have started work by trying to come up with a roadmap that will lead us, that will assist us in our job. And we have, in the first instance, decided to issue a press advertorial seeking for memorandum from our stakeholders, the elected members, the governors, the stakeholders, and everybody that has something to do with our PDP to give us comments in a memorandum form, a very genuine comment that will assist this committee.
Senator Walid says the committee will lay emphasis on its anti-party activities during the election. The President's Nigerian Union of Journalists, Muhammad Garba, has cautioned contestants in its forthcoming election to desist from campaigns of blackmail and hate or face sanctions of the union. The NUJ president handed down the warning at a meeting with contestants in Abuja. Correspondent Anthony Folson reports.
The NUJ president, while expressing surprise at the trend, said it is unbelievable that as media practitioners who should be well informed and enlightened about the right things to do at elections have taken to campaigns of hate.
There is no need for blackmail and what have you. Let's campaign on issues. So if we don't do it right at the level of NUJ, at the level of media men, I think one would tend to say that it is really unfortunate.
He equally cautioned them to be security conscious as they travel across the country for campaign. Chairman of the Credentials Committee, Gbenga Onaiga read out a code of conduct to the candidates on how to conduct themselves, which they unanimously agreed to. In the meantime, the election has been rescheduled to the first week of July, immediately after the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Other matters now. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has agreed to the request by Borno State Government to assist feed its internally displaced persons for the next 2 months. This followed a plea to that effect by a delegation from the state led by the Deputy Governor, Zana Umar Mustafa, to the agency's headquarters in Abuja. Aisha Tuzango Abdullahi completes the report.
The Deputy Governor, Zanna Umar Mustafa, says the state spends over 300 million naira monthly in the feeding of internally displaced persons living in various camps in the state capital Maiduguri, and that currently the state government is facing challenges in catering for the IDPs, so the need for the federal government to intervene becomes necessary.
Really, we come in here to seek for the assistance of NEMA. They have been assisting before, but we felt this time around they should come out and, if possible, take over the management of the whole camps, because the government positions is becoming too lean every day. As you know, the economic predicaments of the nation today and of all the states.
I want to assure you that we will stand side by side with Borno State to ensure that all those that are returning receive adequate support to be able to continue with their livelihood.
Alleged Zanna Umar Mustafa also spoke on the closed Maiduguri International Airport.
There's no basis for the airport to remain closed because even chartered aircrafts do land Maiduguri International Airport, and so many other international aircrafts for the International Red Cross Society do comes to Maiduguri to deliver some support.
The meeting between Borno State Government delegation and NEMA enumerated some of the challenges in the days to come, which includes rebuilding of destroyed cities and infrastructures, including rehabilitating and integrating IDPs back to their places of abode. In Abuja, Aisha Zango Abdullahi, NTA News.
Rapid development in crime prevention in Nigeria depends on proper information management. This was the consensus by speakers at the inauguration of the National Implementation Committee of the Basic Registry and Information System in Abuja. Correspondent Abdullahi Suleiman Iyaji reports.
The inauguration of the committee is a step towards developing an integrated data information management system designed to capture socio-economic, demographic and statistics in each of the 8,791 wards in the country.
When you have data, statistics, facts, figures, then planning becomes very easy. When all these are updated and all your data are potent, it becomes easily useful to the researcher, the inventor, the investor, even the ordinary inquirer.
Basic Registry and Information System in Nigeria is a product of the partnership between the federal government and Demo Impex Nigeria Limited, a technical solution provider, and when fully operational, it will serve as a one-touch information gateway.
Nigerians should expect, with the incoming administration, a comprehensive database that will enable the country to have adequate planning. If we had had that before, our economy wouldn't be in the state it is found today.
There has to be sensitization, and no matter how much the technical committee wants to work, there has to be a crew dedicated to spreading information on the workability.
The committee, made up of relevant stakeholders, will work out modalities to ensure its success, with FCT as the pilot scheme. In Abuja, Abdullahi Suleiman Iyaji, NTA News.
As traditional methods of marketing to customers become less effective nowadays, businesses are turning to social media to connect in positive ways with customers. In this special report, correspondent Obiagelu Buki x-rays the contribution of social media to entrepreneurship development in Nigeria.
Over the
past decades, social media has grown tremendously in variety and has been adopted by millions of people. During this time span, entrepreneurs have recognized that the usages of this tool are extremely broad-based. Relationships, experts say, have always been at the core of business development. Hence, social media accelerates the relationship building process.
Marketing tool to promote your products, to talk about the marketability of your product, to build a brand synergy and a brand stimuli for your product, that is product identification. You can use online for product differentiation.
Look at the elections, for example. You are getting information instantly. If a picture is taken, you get it. If a video is taken, you get it. If figures are announced, you get it. That helped in pushing Nigeria to mature to the next level of electioneering. Similarly, in education.
People learn trades even on social media.
In today's business environment, customers can carry out their financial transactions easily, quickly, and practically.
We get through to our customers through Instagram, Facebook. We have a customer database here we use, so we can get in touch with our customers easily.
Our findings revealed that many companies now view social media in terms of its potentials as an exciting new marketing tool. Unfortunately, there are few downsides to social networking.
They use your picture, open a page, act as if they are you, and then they send all sorts of messages. They might even send messages to your friends asking for some financial assistance and stuff like that, you know.
The influx of social media over the past decade has enhanced research and business prospects. Users of the digital tool have said that the social media has the potential to be a game changer to companies and how they innovate. And these companies, on the other hand, should pay full attention to the intersection of open innovation if they want to outsmart their competitors in business. In Abuja, Obiagelu Goke, NTA News.
Many thanks, Obiageli, for that story. This is the news on NTA International, Abuja, Nigeria. We've got more reports when we return.
NTA International. This is where the news begins. Every breaking news and developments on the African continent.
Welcome to NTA International News. State House correspondent Hamza Musa.
In-depth news analysis and professional perspectives on all sides of the story.
Experts say the issue of
national energies and resources must be mobilized to promote mass.
Every day on NTA International, we take you inside Africa and the world.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
More news now on NTA International. Nigerians have been admonished not to be subject to the 21st century slavery. This was the thrust of discussions and the implication of a 10-month project to offer rehabilitation support services to victims of human trafficking in Abuja. Laure Bala Hassan has the details.
According to reports, Nigeria is a source of transit and destination country for women and children subjected to forced labor and sex trafficking. It is against this backdrop that the Women Trafficking and Child Labor Eradication Foundation, WOTCLEF, is implementing a 10-month project to offer rehabilitation support services to victims of human trafficking and smuggling of migrants. The project is being funded by the European Union in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes, UNODC, and the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP.
This empowerment we give them today, is just to empower them to go, and empower others in the society, that they should be better, good ambassadors of WOTCLEF.
Some of them were trafficked out of Nigeria, some of them were trafficked within Nigeria, and we are helping to build their lives again.
Chairman WOTCLEF spoke on the menace of human trafficking and its socio-economic and psychological health impact on its victims.
You can see the trauma and the mental imbalance that they have gone through. The fact that you are in the Atlantic, or you are crossing the Sahara, or you are leaving your home to no destination, It's enough trauma. You don't know who you're going to be with.
It's difficult for a victim to open up, but you take them on a very close one-on-one communication. You take them one-on-one, and sometimes you take them in group. You know, you have to emphasize the need for them not to be re-trafficked.
The beneficiaries, who have received psychosocial counseling, business management skills, as well as vocational training skills, speak on their experiences.
And he told me that I should go, that he won't take me to Libya for my hand job because I'm hairdresser. I'm into hairdresser. That hairdresser is okay there with my hand job. I'll be able to make a lot of money.
Economic empowerment equipment and materials were offered to 10 beneficiaries, which include mixers, hairdressing kits, refrigerators, sewing machines, and checks to enable them start a new life. In Abuja, Laure Bala Hassan, NTA News.
A look at business now. The Chinese Export Commodities Fair was renamed China's Import-Export Fair in 2007 and has become the most effective way to develop business relations in China. Co-hosted by the Ministry of Commerce and the People's Government of Guangdong Province, the fair is organized by the China Foreign Trade Center. Julieta Aino takes a look at the biannual event, popularly called the Canton Fair, which has earned the reputation as the biggest business village the world has ever seen.
In autumn and springtime every year, the world meets in Guangzhou for business. China's Import-Export Fair has since inception in 1957 grown to become the largest scale and highest level fair ever. The Canton Fair presents the most comprehensive exhibition of the widest range of industries and sectors. It also exhibits the richest range of products and commodities in 3 phases.
We have launched a global, worldwide promotion to attract buyers from 210 countries. So besides the traditional media, we now also make use of the social media.
Despite a huge medical challenge many years ago, China found ways to ensure the free flow of business. The Canton Fair Online was established in spring 2003, mainly in response to the SARS threat and part of efforts to keep the trade lines open.
We know that SARS was a crisis at that time and many people could not come to the fair. Indeed, it was a very great challenge for us. But after many years of development, we have accumulated some plans and methods that were quite mature.
They are also putting in measures to ensure the global financial crisis has little effect on business at the fair. The Canton Fair has expanded dramatically over the years and is still looking to grow bigger in future. African buyers are being encouraged to take advantage of the fair for the best quality goods.
African buyers are an important part of China's effort of achieving a multilateral trade with different parts of the world. And now the number of African buyers accounted for about 10% of the entire Canton Fair's buyers. And this figure is increasing year by year.
The 1.125 million square exhibition space of the Pajot complex replaced the Liuhua complex as host venue of the Canton Fair since the 2008 104th session of the fair. From Guangzhou, China, Julieta Aino, NTA News.
The Rwandan Authority has formally accepted 2 foreign nationals as citizens of the country. They are Jerry Anze from Nigeria and Patient Lokoson of the Republic of Benin. Correspondent Joseph Orok reports.
Like most countries of the world, foreigners of 18 years and above who fulfill stipulated requirements are accepted as citizens of the country. And the basic requirement is often nationality by birth, origin, marriage, and naturalization. In this case, the 2 applicants who took oaths for Rwandan nationality were accepted based on their marital status. With this, Patience and Jerry, who are married to Rwandan nationals, are to enjoy all the rights and responsibilities as other Rwandans.
When starting for the political rights to belong to any political party, to vote, to do what, but there are also some economic and administrative also benefits, like having the rights to property, to other assets in Rwanda, and the different incentives in terms of business, in terms of having whatever right in economic and trade and a lot of facilities and a lot of incentives.
From the Rwandan High Commission, Abuja, Joseph Orok, NTA News.
Nigeria is exploring ways of improving its technological and infrastructural development through sustained partnership with government of Germany. Towards this end, the Nigeria Consul General in Germany, John Ejinaka, has begun a formal interface with some organizations in Germany. Teresa Walbaba reports.
The city of Dortmund was the first port of call for the Consul General because of its prominence in industrial advancement and small-scale businesses. The main objective of his interface with representatives of various institutions and small-scale businesses was to forge a partnership where facilitators from Nigeria can come and be trained in Germany and impart knowledge to many back home.
Not just to expand the Nigerian economy, which government is after, but also to create more jobs. If you diversify the economy, what means is that you are going to create more jobs. And also, if you look at the capacity building infrastructure that we've seen here, it means that people could be trained to be on their own.
One area that caught the attention of the Consul General was the housing initiative, which the initiators say is cost-effective and can help fill the gap in Nigeria's housing needs.
It comes with its own energy because of the solar panels, the energy storage system, the sewage water system, using the normal rain for needed water for cooking or showering or whatever.
It's easy to get together in the field of educational questions, in the area of cultural exchange, of course, and in the future probably we will find some ways of economic exchange programs.
The Consul General also met with some Nigerians in Dortmund, urging them to intensify investment back at home. From Dortmund, Germany, I am Teresa Wabalba, NTA News.
And from Germany back to Nigeria, where the country is set to benefit from Kenya's Equity Bank expansion plans as she leads African hospitality markets with revenue gains. Plus, UK's central bank lowers forecast for growth. Details with Basi Taipang.
Kenya's Equity Bank plans to entertain more African countries in the next decades. This is in addition to the 5 it already serves, by building operations from scratch or acquiring existing lenders. The bank expansion strategy report says it's aimed at moving into Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Mozambique, Botswana, Ghana, and Nigeria. The equity will consider acquisitions in Nigeria once it opens up. Despite the challenges faced in the past 1 year, resulting in declining revenue, the Nigerian hospitality market is set to overtake the rest of Africa as the fastest growing, with the projected compound annual gain in room revenue of 10.5%. The report compares Nigeria hotel markets to South Africa's, which has enjoyed its 3rd consecutive year of strong revenue growth with 1.1% advance. And away from Nigeria, the Bank of England has sounded a more cautious note on Britain's economy, replacing extremely optimistic growth forecast with steady expansion and stable inflation. Although it downgraded its predictions, the central bank said the outlook for growth remains solid, with its quarterly inflation report initially predicting expansion. In Abuja, Basi Taipang, NTA News.
A look at sports now. Presidency confirms Al Hassan Yakmut's appointment as Director General of the National Sports Commission as Senate President David Mark tees off diplomatic sports golf event. Ayodeji Makinde has more on Sports Update.